The second most important relationship you ever have is one with yourself. You get a mask and you have a better relationship with yourself. You know why you have better relationships? Because it's quite simple. I don't know. I don't really know the answer to this question. They said, hey, let's talk about it. I don't really know. But I know one thing. If you check out my channel, you'll see that we talk a lot about relationships. Check out the channel and bring a mask. Keys to a successful marriage. Get the green key. Now, there's 4 keys. There's a blue key, there's a yellow key, there's an orange key, and there's a gray key. You want the green key. Green can be whatever color you want it to be. The whole point is that you're being progressive, that you're doing good things, but use the green key. The green key works. That's all I'm saying. That's how you have a successful relationship. Listen, if you ask your partner a question, and the answer they give you is very passive, no details involved, just a passive like, it's okay, it's okay, that kind of an answer. That's a problem because they're not opening up to you. They're not showing that you and them are on the road to become one, because the purpose of a relationship is for people to grow together, not far apart. So if you're growing together, there are things you need to know, and that's called just about everything about your partner, and they must know just about everything about you. So when you ask those questions, if the questions are kind of like good questions, but the answers that they're using to support the question is vague, see, you've got a problem in your relationship. That means there's a lack of honesty. And if the relationship is not honest based on words, the relationship is not going to be honest based on action either. You want to hear some of the best relationship advice ever? Subscribe to my channel. I tell you the truth. Look, I've been there. Let me tell you something. You know why doctors are very good at being doctors? Because somebody did surgery on them and they didn't like the way the surgery felt. So they said, I'm going to school, I'm going to be a doctor. I've had bad relationships in the past, let me tell you. I know what a bad relationship looks like. I can look way over there and I can define what a bad relationship is. You want to listen to me? Subscribe to my channel today. Let's talk about good, healthy relationships. I know those two. See you. Relationship. See, it's not just about using words. It's about communication. And it's not just about hearing someone. It's about listening. You have 2 ears. That means you can listen twice. You can put it on the left side of your brain, you can put it on the right side of your brain, and now you can actually marshal this ability and this power to do good things for you and your significant other, your partner, your spouse, whomever, your friends. Hey, relationships extend all kinds of boundaries. But this is the thing, you have to be a good communicator. That means the same way that you want someone to answer your questions in clarity and detail, you must be willing to answer theirs. Growth cannot be participated upon if it's only one-sided. It's 2 of y'all, and you're working to be one. And if you're going to be one, you got to have one rule for both. And that's how you grow. Signs you have poor boundaries in your relationship. It's kind of obvious. If everything else is more important to you than the love of your life, then maybe the love of your life is not the love of your life and the love of your life. Maybe this is important. It's a sign. If you put this first, your poor relationship signage. Do something about it. Watch my relationship channels and learn more. This is difficult because sometimes, if you're working on a project and your spouse or your partner is working on a project and you start to win and succeed and get some gains out of this, they might feel a little heartbroken. They may not feel the competition of it, but they feel a little left out and unsupported. So here's what I suggest. Start writing things down like a love letter. Kind of write a note and be polite. Really think your words out well, because it's a sensitive matter and you want all of your thoughts to be heard. Sometimes when this frustration is going on and you try to communicate, you can't get all your words out because they keep interjecting into the conversation. But if you write it down in a nice, loving note, they'll hear you. Try a note. Try some nice, soothing words to explain how this is for the benefit of both of you. Now, this is a difficult thing because sometimes everybody's got a voice, everybody wants to be heard, but unfortunately, we all can't be heard at the same time, unless with singing. So the first thing to avoid arguing is just kind of relax, relax. Don't say a word. And I'm not saying walk away and have that time to yourself. I'm saying when you're in the face of the person, just relax a minute. Hear them out. Let them tell you their whole truth. And you know what happens when people start to talk? They eventually run out of words. They start talking. They tell you why they're so angry. And if you're silent and quiet, guess what? It comes to an end. And at that moment, they relax. They feel a little better. And you will too. If you just listen. And then maybe you just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. And then when you can get your thoughts back, then you come back and you deal with the situation quietly and wisely. Because now you're empowered by knowing what's on their mind. Do you want the bomba? Hey, listen, this is about competing against your partner in a relationship. Why people do this stuff, I don't know, man. It's the crazy and silliest thing. You're competing against yourself. What's up? Word, peace up, do the basketball thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Check out my channel. Everybody that wants to date shouldn't date. Everybody that wants to be an airline pilot shouldn't be an airline pilot. Everybody that wants to be a chef shouldn't be a chef. There are just certain things that fundamentally come with a relationship. And one of the big things is not being selfish. See, when you live by yourself, you do by yourself, you take care of everything by yourself, and now you enter in a relationship and you still have this by yourself mentality, this is the way that you cause the other person and yourself to go your separate ways. And then sometimes people come back and it's like they go away again and then they come back and then it's just this constantly banging action that takes place and it's not for the benefit of anyone. So pay attention. Make sure that the person that you're involved with is the type of person that wants to share life with you and share things and information with you. But also make sure of this is important, that you're sharing also. You'll never find. Healthy boundaries in relationships, this thing's not even on. Listen, let me tell you something. A healthy boundary in a relationship is a boundary that eats its vegetables. It enjoys natural things. Salads. Eat more salad, have a better relationship. It's a true story. Women. If you're in a relationship, two becomes one. That's what it is. Sometimes people enter these relationships and they still want to act like they're single. You're not single. That means you have a right to know where your partner is. And your partner equally has a right to know where you are. And when you want to talk to your partner, let's say one of you goes out of town and you want to call your partner at 3 a.m. in the morning because you want to hear their voice, there should be nothing wrong with it. You call them. They're your partner. The goal, you're trying to become one. You're two separate, but if your partner is still sitting there thinking about, oh, I've got this to do. I need my space. Need your space. If you needed your space, you should have never entered my space because my space was open to have a relationship. So think about these things, men and women. Your space just got smaller, but guess what? It's a lot more comfortable. This is a serious topic. It's about how to build lasting relationships. First, you need a good hammer. A good hammer. And then you come to a channel like this where there's a guy who just wants to tell you about how to make yourself happy and be good listeners to your partner and be a good listener to yourself and just kind of bring out the goodness of yourself and share it with others. Subscribe today. These are the things we talk about. Listen, the sun is everything. Staying in the house all day long while you're in a relationship might be comfortable, might be even convenient, but you need some sunlight. Sunlight is energy. Vitamin D, we get that from the sun. You know what vitamin D protects you from? Lots of diseases. It kills infections in the body. There's these little enzymes that fall from the sun, from the sky, through our bodies, through the ground, and they help to cleanse us. Cleanse our mind, cleanse our thinking, cleanse our person, cleanse our physical bodies itself. Sunlight is important for a relationship because it keeps you rejuvenated. It keeps you happy. It puts a smile on your face and it makes you feel good. And guess what? When you feel good, your partner feels good too. Yeah. Big question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be single, to be married, What's the choice? Well, this is really simple to figure out, but it's just a feeling. Remember, feelings, emotions are not facts. So if you feel like you need someone, you probably should be with someone. But that doesn't mean that you're good for someone because you feel this way. And if you are not feeling the need to be with someone, and you probably should be single. If you can't share, you should stay single. That's the rule. If you can share, then you probably have something to give to someone. If there's nothing to give, then you need to be forgiven. But if you want to learn how to get your mind straight, get your mindset in a way that helps you to become wonderful news to someone else, subscribe to the channel today and we'll talk about it. The signs are clear. When your partner says things to you like, I just want to be heard, you're not listening to me. And I'm saying this in the sense that they're yelling and screaming. How can you not hear a person that's yelling and screaming and fussing at you? See, it's not that they want to be heard. It's that they want to control you. But then they'll flip it around and say, I don't like the things you're doing, and you're trying to control me. Actually, they're the ones controlling you. And this is what you need to be made aware of. That's toxic. When we say toxic, it means it's so out of control that the reasonable things are no longer reached. At that point, you need to sit down and have a serious heart-to-heart with your partner. You need to be open and honest, and you need to beg them for their silence so you can be heard. And then when they speak, you need to be silent so they can be heard. A trustworthy relationship. How to identify one. This is not hard. All right, so think of a really good friend, your best friend, best person you can think of as a friend. What is the most dominant quality they have? Loyalty. Loyalty. Trustworthy people are people that no matter what, when you're not around, they do the right thing. They don't talk behind your back, and so should your partner not do the same. Trustworthy relationships are when your secrets stay in the relationship and they don't go out and tell all your nonsense. If you want to know more, subscribe to the channel and we'll give you some more tips on how to have a trustworthy relationship. Here's some more relationship advice. What generational curses are you following? Now, you've got to be careful, because just because our parents did certain things or had certain habits doesn't mean we have to duplicate them into our lives. And especially if you have children, sometimes the cord needs to be broken, not between you and your child, but between the habits of your parents, things you knew were not correct, things you did not approve of when you were a child. So when you become an adult, they still should be things you do not approve of. You have the right now to make your own decisions. So for the sake of your generation, the one you've created, the one you're passing along, do the right thing. Do what's good for you and your future. Excuse me. Oh, how to improve listening skills in a relationship. Sorry, did you say something? Sorry. Stop listening to music when other people are talking to you. Kind of be a little more focused. That's how you improve your listening skills. No, that really didn't say it. That just told you what happens. All right, so how do you do it? I don't know. You got to come to my channel. We talk about this stuff all the time. Subscribe to the channel. We'll tell you how to improve your listening skills in your relationship. Should only be in one relationship. Shouldn't be like in 3, 4, 5 relationships. Should be in one relationship. Because we've already been given the tools in life on how to solve and manage problems. We've been given the tools in life on how to succeed and go further. Why can't that be done with just one person? You know what happens? Usually there's some dishonesty going on. Maybe, and I don't mean the dishonesty and exactly the negative way. I mean dishonesty in the sense that people don't really know who they are. If you don't know who you are, how are you going to find out things and grow with another person? It's important, it's imperative that you dig deep into yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and get comfortable with who you are. That way, as you enter a relationship, you can soar to the top as prosper and be holding that person's hand forever and ever as they enjoy you just as much as you enjoy them. Oh yeah.